Good morning. Hi, Kathryn. How
Hi,
are you?
Cress, I'm good.
Oh, it's not morning, is it?
No, after,
Oh,
no, we're not used to seeing it, I think.
well. So we came on today to talk about why we love Bloom Collagen. And there's a reason why, and there's this special incentive this month that you can actually get it for free. So, Kathryn, if you share with two people, what do we get?
We get a lemon essential oil and a 10-pack of Bloom collagen. So they're the liquid supplement. And then from there, that's the pack. Yeah.
I didn't prepare that earlier.
From there, as you share the business and products more with people, you get more incentives going into the skincare range. So you have a chance to get up to $335 worth of products totally complimentary.
That is extraordinary, isn't it? So I guess moving into why do we love the Bloom collagen?
So I am a very science-driven person, and I was very excited about this release after reading how they've formulated it. So I work in the beauty industry in salon, and collagen is all the rage right now. But collagen is usually a completed structure, which is very, very large. So by taking collagen, we have a lot of benefits with bovine collagen in our digestion and our stomach, but it doesn't specifically help our skin. Why I love Bloom collagen in particular is that it is a hydrolyzed peptide, which means it is a really small molecule collagen. So on size, it's 2000 DA, which means it can actually be small enough to build new elastin structures in your skin. This to me is phenomenally important as we get older. I'm in my mid-30s now, but more importantly, I'm insulin resistant. And when you have that extra blood glucose, those sugars crystallize on your collagen and elastin and they shatter, which is when we start to get those long, fine crosshatch type wrinkles. So these liquid collagen peptides are small enough to repair that damage and prevent premature aging. It's also, of course, sustainably sourced in France out of fish, and it contains high antioxidant properties to prevent and protect from photoaging, so sun damage.
Yeah, so just noting to people that collagen production in our skin really starts to go downhill from the tender age of 25, and I'm almost 50. So I was very excited when this product came out as well. Again, for the, the way that it's easily absorbed by the body and really increasing the hydration and the density of our skin. I know personally, I'll just tell my experience of first trying it before we get back into a little bit more of the sciencey detail. So I bought it straight off the hatch. I bought a 30 box. It's available in 10 or a month supply. And I started to take it every day. Number one, it's delicious. It does have some caffeine in it because it's got green tea extract in there. So if you're sensitive to caffeine, beware. I'm very sensitive to caffeine, so I noticed it. But what I noticed was after just a couple of days, I was thinking, what is going on here? I honestly felt that there was a change to my skin. It looked more velvety and more hydrated. And so I was so stunned that this could happen really only in a few days. And what I noticed was that I was really craving it. So every day I would be, sometimes I forget to take supplements, but I would be going to the fridge, and I like it cold. I think you like it warm, don't you, Kathryn? Yeah,
Yeah.
You're not a fan of cold, right? Yeah, I like mine cold. And actually, what I do is I have it cold and then I add a little bit of nincture to the bottle and give it a swirl because I don't want to miss any little drops in there. But it was really only a few days before I started to see a difference. And so I can't rave more highly about it. It's a fantastic supplement, and it is a supplement. It's not something we're going to have every single day.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. When it comes to taking and enjoying the Bloom collagen, it is a skin specific supplement. So it's not aimed to be a food replacement like a protein powder that you would put in something every day. It is a skin specific nutrient. And for me, I noticed a real difference in my skin texture after 3 days. Because I have a lot of hormonal conditions, I'm very lipid dry. So my skin doesn't produce a lot of fat, which leaves me dehydrated. So you can see my pores just because my skin's dehydrated. And after taking the collagen, I really got that bounce back. And I believe there's some before and afters on my Instagram as well. And just after that first month, doing an intensive replenishing course, I now have a collagen shot 3 times a week. And that seems to be my happy place. And it's been phenomenal.
Actually, interesting you say that. So for me, I'm quite sensitive to things. And I know we've had this conversation offline, but for me, I find actually only once or twice a week is more than enough. But I will do it seasonally. So not normally it's spring or autumn, but say in winter, I would do it more often when my skin needs a bit more support, or if there's been increased times of stress, which actually, to be honest, this whole year's been quite stressful. So I've had a bit more than I normally would, but just because the demands on my body have been higher. So yeah, just really asking you guys to tap into the fact that it is a supplement, it's not like your Ningxia that you have every day. It is something that you, it's more like a focused thing. So Kathryn, I think you're going to go into a little bit more of our beloved science into the ingredients.
Yeah, so the green tea and wolfberry that are in this mix, they are a really, really high antioxidant. I can't speak highly enough for antioxidants when it comes to repairing all avenues of the body, but especially our skin. We get oxidative damage from our environment, from environments we can't control. So chemicals in the air, if you work in an office, you've got your cleaning products, perfumes. All of these damage the phospholipid bilayer that protects your DNA. And that leads to free radical damage. When that happens, we lose an electron. Then that cell tries to eat an electron from everyone nearby, and it continues that process. So antioxidants are kind of like the Oprah of our body. You have antioxidants, it's like you get an electron, and they donate an electron to anybody that is a bit out of whack. And it stops that degradation process. So it is literally the ultimate prevention and repair. So they are two extremely phenomenal, high quality antioxidants, as well as all the citrus oils. So vitamin D is a fat that is created in the cholesterol in your dermis. So we need that vitamin D not only for our skin health and our skin glow, but all of those vitamin D creating oils also come with vitamin C. Vitamin C is essential for collagen synthesis. So this formula is literally so perfectly designed to give you the type 1 skin specific collagen in a molecule small enough to use and the nutrients it needs to bind together to create those new strands.
It's just the dark nuts of collagen. And there's a lot out there, but this is really quite different. And so we'll move on now to talk about the cleanser, which is one of the other items in the Bloom range. But it just really, trust us, it is, if you want more information, reach out, but it is such a high quality supplement.
Definitely. And like both of us are happy to have a chat. If you have other questions or you're wondering if it's right for you, please reach out to either of us. We're more than happy to talk your ear off. We're trying to keep this chat succinct.
I know, we're trying to edit ourselves as we go. I can feel it. So the cleanser. Tell us about the cleanser, Kathryn.
Yes. So because I have such lipid dry skin, which means I have low fat on my skin, I'm not a big cleanse person. But the Bloom cleanser is really unique in that it combines water and oil to cleanse. So it contains hyaluronic acid in salt form, but it also contains, I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sorry, plumeria oil.
Sounds magical.
Yeah. So that means that if you have makeup, for example, mascara in particular, this cleanser is going to help remove that very gently because it's got an oil and a water in there, as well as containing some of the Sheer Loom brightening complex, which I will go into more. That's more important in the next 2 steps. So this cleanser, I would definitely recommend it. It is usable for everyone, but for someone like me that suffers from dehydration, I'm going to recommend you use it at night because that's when you're going to be putting on, hopefully you should be putting on some more occlusive oils to protect your skin. And I actually use Cress's Night Glow oil for that. So if you are prone to that dehydration, I recommend don't cleanse in the morning and the Bloom at night.
I like to do actually an oil cleanse in the morning because I like that feeling of waking me up. But then I feel that that's not dehydrating as well. And my comment probably with the Bloom cleanser is that use much less than you think you need. It's a powerful one as well. So just go, less than a 5-cent piece even, and just, emulsify it in your hands before putting it on your face.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. So literally, less than, not even a 5-cent.
Dot.
Like a dot, like a pinky nail size dot on wet hands, and lather it before you get it on your face. It goes such a long way.
And I was going to say, how long does that tube last for? So long.
I'm still on the first tube I ever bought, and I don't even know when it came out now, over a year ago. It's got to be.
Well over a year ago. I think it might even be 2020. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a long way.
Yeah. So one of my favorite parts of this range actually is the Bloom Essence, which I just think it's extraordinarily delicious. And before you leap into your information on it, I was going to say, the fad last year of the Korean glass skin, where they layered up all of the toners. There's all chemical toners, but I do that with this Bloom Essence, and it is just beautiful. It just really gives you that beautiful sort of high gloss sheen, which is really nice because I'm similar to you, that I've got a tendency to a drier, less naturally fatty skin production, I should say. And I love the look that you get with that. It feels really youthful.
I was just elated to see Young Living even release an essence. Most people have never even heard of an essence. And if I have a choice between an essence and a toner, I am going to choose an essence every single time. It is a super hydrator, and moisture in the skin is what determines how your oil is pushed out and distributed. So the more hydration you apply, the better your oil flow is going to be. So if you are prone to blackheads, congested pores, you want to hydrate to push that oil out. If you're prone to dehydration, you want to hydrate to replenish those levels. It is just, it's my favorite product in the Bloom range, aside from the external, because the Bloom collagen is unique in itself. But when it comes to topical, the Essence is my absolute favorite.
And can I just say one, I'm going to throw it in here, is that I always think often people just put things on their face. Whereas for me, I was always taught that your face finishes at your nipples. And also because I have short hair that I wear up a lot, I always do, I don't want that old woman back of the neck. So, oh my goodness, don't forget that area behind there, people. Make sure you're not wearing your pajamas when you do these treatments, so that you can actually get the whole top of your body.
Get everywhere. Top, even here, like, this whole bit is in a photo, and your hands, when you've finished applying it everywhere, I love to do these.
Me too. Yeah. All right. So some of the ingredients in the essence. So off to you.
So very high in hyaluronic acid. So if anybody has heard of that before, this is a very, very special little molecule that holds 1,000 times its molecular weight in water. So it is literally a water delivery for the system, for the skin. Not only that, but it's a humectant. So that means if you get dehydrated throughout the day, putting this on in the morning is like a water magnet. It's literally going to draw moisture from the environment to rehydrate your skin perpetually throughout the day. It also has, I only came across this ingredient in Skin Science. The only other brand I know of that has it is an extremely high cosmeceutical brand that sells for about 8 times the price, and it's apple stem cells. So these are literally stem cells from a plant-based source to help your skin cell turnover, so to grow healthy, new, robust cells. This is so important. Like collagen changing at the age of 25, our cell turnover slows down. That thins the outer layer of the skin, which is when we can start to see those sunspots or liver spots hiding on the hypodermis. So those apple stem cells are going to keep that really plump, robust outer skin layer. And it has the sheer loom brightening complex. So this complex is literally designed to even skin tone, prevent pigmentation, and just generally create that even, I want to say velvet. It gives a velvet look to the skin because it's not oily. Yeah, it is very, just a velvet hydrated sheen.
So I'm going to ask you what I think a few people will be interested in here. When you talk about hydrating and moisturizing the skin and drawing moisture in because it's a humectant, what does that mean for people who think that they have oily skin?
You need it.
Notice I said think that they have oily skin because I think we're on the same page here.
You need it even more. If your skin is prone to thickened oil that is stuck in one place, generally your T-zone or hormonal areas, you are suffering from dehydration. When our skin is hydrated, our natural sebum is nice and thin and it flows over our face to evenly coat it. If you have congested oil patches, you need water, and you need to be cleansing only at night.
And then we've got the lotion, which actually is my favorite. I was going to call it a cream, but it's a lighter texture than a cream. I love to use it in summer because it just feels really fresh on the skin. It's hydrating. It's not heavy. It soaks in quickly, or it gets absorbed quickly, but also it doesn't leave you feeling later on in the day like you need to apply more.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same with the lotion. And I will admit I used way too much the first time I used it, because I did one little pump and went, that's nothing. And I did like 6 pumps. And then I just had cream on me all day. It goes a lot further than you think. And it manages to keep that, we call it an occlusive barrier. So it manages to keep that moisture barrier without feeling heavy, but also without running, which is rare for me with a lotion like this. I tend to find they get quite slippery when they're that thin texture, but this has a lot of, I don't know, it seems to grip to the skin and almost make a beautiful plant-based peptide layer. And
it gives a really dewy finish, doesn't it? It's not thick and heavy. It doesn't totally disappear. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and that's really important when it comes to a moisturizer. If it's completely absorbed, you're going to be at risk of needing to reapply. So this is that great barrier of, again, it's a water and oil mix moisturizer, which is my favorite for all skin types because you're getting that hydration and that moisturizer softening effect. And it really does last all day, and it's very, very light, but very effective.
And so let's talk about some of the ingredients and why we would want to have them in there.
Yes. So the lotion actually utilizes a lot of seaweeds and algae. Again, if you do your research, these kinds of algae and things are used in skincare. You're usually paying $400-500 for a lotion. algae is, again, it's a humectant, but it's a humectant that stays on top of the skin. So the essence is designed to be absorbed into the skin. This is designed to sit on the outer layers of the skin like a little taxi rank. So it's going to bring in some water and pass it down to that essence through the layers of your skin throughout the day. It also helps prevent photo aging. So this is where we're looking at preventing aging from the sun, which is why this is their highest sort of tier of luxury skincare range. It is designed for those age-related aging concerns when that layer of our skin starts to get thinner, and we see grandma probably would have called them liver spots and things like that. So it's literally going.
Yeah, quite common that, you get some of those pigmentation around the side of the face. And I certainly know that I've had that, especially in summer. But since using these products, I've really noticed that's diminished and much more evened out. So I'm really pleased with the results from using them.
The ginger in this is a spectacular, it's called a tyrosinase inhibitor. So it prevents the enzyme that creates pigment in the skin. So again, stopping that overdevelopment, hyperpigmentation. And the pili puli oil from the Philippines, I'm so sorry if I butchered that name, to anybody that knows how it's pronounced. It is a really unique oil. And it is extremely moisturizing. So when we're talking hydration, that is water-based. When we're talking moisture, that is a softening of the actual keratin structure of the skin. So if you are prone to makeup clumping or cracking, or you find your skin feels tight, the pili puli oil in this lotion is really going to begin to soften that up so you can move freely. So I like to think about it like a sponge. If you have a dry sponge and you bend it, that's going to crack and it's going to be visible forever. But if you wet it first, it's going to bounce back. And this lotion really does help your skin bounce back with that moisture.
I so love the analogies that you use. It's awesome. So I guess probably as a recap, so it improves so looking at the whole Bloom range, but more specifically, I guess the Bloom collagen is that it improves your appearance, the appearance of your skin, the complexion, the radiance, the smoothness, makes it more velvety. But we haven't even spoken about the fact that it's fantastic for your hair, nails, and connective tissue as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we're talking skin specific, but that internal marine collagen is, again, because of its unique molecular size and that it is a peptide, it gives your body the building block it needs to make everything stronger and better for the next cell cycle. And it is just such a targeted and effective supplement. I don't see why you wouldn't be. Yeah, just try it. You have to.
I've got a question for you, Kathryn. So we've been talking how much we love this, but just as a side note, obviously it's not appropriate for vegans because it does contain the marine collagen. Have you got something that you would recommend for those vegans in our community?
Vegan, I would be looking at an algae-based collagen supplement. So like I was saying, they use those algae in the lotion. They are often the vegan equivalent of a gel-like collagen peptide that you can source. So I would definitely be hunting for something like that, seaweed, algae.
People can reach out to you for a recommendation for that, can't they?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And the are vegan, you want to, if you're a vegan that eats honey, for example, there may be another supplement for you, which is a pearl peptide. So they are harvested without harming the oyster in any way. The pearl peptide, not literal jewelry pearls, much like honey is harvested. So that may be an option as well if you're looking for something that isn't an animal muscle organ source to help that collagen synthesis.
Beautiful. Well, I think we managed to keep ourselves concise, so I'm proud of us. Yay. Thank you, everyone. And if you've got any questions, you can put some comments down below and one or both of us will get back to you.
Thank you for joining us today. we will hopefully hear from you soon.
Thank you. There we go.